Today, we're going to look at the worst first overall draft picks since 2000. Many can argue that the Edmonton Oilers should have several slots on this list, but today we'll not only rank the worst based on skill, but also who was drafted behind them. Alexis Lafrenière, 2020 New York Rangers. Why, you might ask? Well, because Tim Stützle. Lafrenière is having a very slow growth in his NHL career, and his production is much less than anyone really expected. Is he a bust? Well, no, not yet. Maybe he's a case for not making the first overall pick play just because that's what happened a lot in the past. Not everyone behind him is doing much better, just Tim Stützle, who myself and a few others said was the steal of the draft at just number 3 overall. Card collectors, myself included, are hoping to see some leaps out of Lafrenière, but as it stands, he's on this list. Nail Yakupov, 2012, Edmonton Oilers. Things looked good for Yakupov, and then they didn't. Now keep in mind he joined an absolute dumpster fire of a team in Edmonton, but in this draft, picks 1 through 4 really haven't met expectations. Morgan Rielly was a steal for Toronto at number 5. Yakupov had one good season and then somehow got worse. He couldn't keep up his point production, and his flash-in-the-pan rookie season gave him a bit more rope than other players, but the Yak Attack is back in the KHL after his point production just fell off. Alexandre Daigle, 1993 Ottawa Senators. Well, this was par for the course for the early Ottawa Senators. They really had no idea how to run a team well. Some might argue that they still don't. Daigle had 2 solid seasons for the Sens after he was drafted, but then he became a bit inconsistent. Poor guy actually wasn't awful, but behind him in the draft was Chris Pronger, Chris Gratton, Paul Kariya, Rob Niedermeyer, Victor Kozlov, and Jason Arnott. So this gave him a long list of players directly behind him who lived up to expectations. Injuries and bad play started to stack up, and in the man's man world of the 1990s NHL, Daigle wasn't able to get it together. He retired for a bit at 25. He came back, but Daigle admitted that he didn't really enjoy hockey. He just played it because he was good at it. Patrik Stefan, 1999 Atlanta Thrashers. Stefan simply didn't put up points. There's nothing else to say, really. He just wasn't that good. He probably should have been a late first rounder at best. There isn't a whole lot to say here. The Sedins were both also drafted after him, but the 99 draft was full of duds. And that concludes today's video. If you want to see more, be sure to subscribe to Outside the League.